I stole $20 from my stepfather in middle school and it caused a fight between him and my aunt. For context, my stepdad is not technically my stepdad anymore. A more specific title would be, my brother's dad that has been in my life since I was in diapers. I don't particularly like the guy, but out of all the children he has, he seems to favor the one child that is not biologically his, me. When I was in the 7th grade, my school had an area in the cafeteria where the students could buy a bunch of snacks like ice cream, chips, sodas, and anything else that would entice our young selves to spend money. I have never been big on junk food, so I never cared to ask my mother for money to get anything. Middle schoolers are weird and they think the strangest things will make them cool, so when I saw all of my friends routinely lining up to enter the snack shack, I felt left out and uncool because I didn't have any snacks to eat. This led me to sheepishly ask one of my friends to buy me an ice cream so I didn't feel left out. Fast forward about a week, and I was at my grandma's house, stepdad's mother, for some family event. I was sitting in the passenger seat of my stepdad's truck since I hadn't gotten out yet after arriving, and I noticed he had a $50 bill just laying on the center console. Figuring I could use it for the snack shack, I swiped it and put it in my pocket before slipping out of the truck to go play with my cousins. About 3 hours later my stepdad began going around to all the kids asking, practically accusing, them if they had stolen his money. They all said no, of course, but it seemed he wasn't going to ask me. I was generally a well-behaved kid that was very clearly afraid of authority figures, not the type you'd think would steal. After he gave up harassing the kids, he went to pick fights with the adults about it. Half of them were drunk, him included, so it inevitably led to a drunken fight between him and his sister, my step-aunt, which resulted in my other aunt driving me and my brothers home to our mom's house. The very next day I put all the money on my school account, and bought all sorts of goodies throughout the week, most of which I ended up giving to my friends anyway because as I said, I've never been big on junk food. I didn't feel so bad about it back then, but I was terrified of him finding out it was me. It's been years since then, and I feel terrible knowing it's what tipped my stepdad and his sister over the edge. It's turned into a full-blown rivalry. He's insistent that she stole his money, and she's insistent that she absolutely did not. They've been going at each other for years over this one incident. I know my stepdad favors me to the point where if I admit to him now that it was me who took the money, he wouldn't even be mad about it. But every time I go to admit it, I freeze up and can't. I don't know why. I know it's terrible and we're all older now so I should just tell him to get it off my chest, but there's still that smug satisfaction from middle school me of getting away with stealing his money and spiting him. Like I said, I never really liked him, and even less so when I was younger.
I used an app hack to get free unlimited pizza for years. I'm 22 now, and I've used this scam since I was 15. I was playing around with the pizza app and used the free drink, buffet, or large pizza for your birthday offer when I set my birthday. I set the time on my phone a year ahead, and I got the same offer again. Eventually, the app stopped letting me do it unlimited times per account, so I had to start creating more accounts. Then I hit a limit on how many accounts could be created on one device. I figured out that I could create unlimited accounts if I used the actual website. This hack worked until this year, when the app reward program went away. I used this twice a month in high school, and would occasionally use it to get a stack of large pizzas for my friends and me. I used it a lot more in college, and my friends and I would sometimes study in the middle of the pizzeria. I wouldn't be surprised if I spent the virtual equivalent of over $10,000. I'm glad I'm much richer now and don't even think about eating that cheap pizza and cinnamon rolls anymore.